Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel, Samantha Pollack. It's been a year since my last video. I missed you so. Okay, listen. I've really missed you guys. But I needed this break for obvious reasons. I needed to focus on me and focus on growing this child, my baby boy. This video is just a few snips of my emotions and my feelings during this pregnancy. Also, my labor and delivery story. I had an emergency C-section, and I will tell you more about that later in this video. In the next clip, you're gonna see me expressing my emotions right after I found out that I was pregnant. Yeah. So this is the second time I did a pregnancy test. I think a few hours ago. I had to pee around 4 a.m. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do a second pregnancy test. I did one yesterday and the line was not that clear. So today I did a second one and the line was pretty clear. I had 2 lines and both lines were pretty clear. I don't know how I feel. Actually, I do know how I feel. Am I anxious? Yes. And the reason why I'm anxious is because, you know, I always imagine myself, this is the first time I'm pregnant, and I always imagine myself, when I get pregnant, I will have everything. I will have everything. I will be married. I will have everything. That's always how I pictured myself. That's not the case though. That's not the case. And even though in this storm, I'm pretty calm. That's the thing about me. In every storm, it doesn't matter what's happening around me or what's happening with me. In every storm, I know how to keep calm. And I'm really happy and glad that I have that, I don't know how you call it, but the ability to keep calm in a storm. But still, I'm nervous, anxious. But I know that God has a plan and God's timing is always perfect. Besides the morning sickness, like every hour of the day sickness until month 5, besides that, my pregnancy was really smooth sailing. Around 20 weeks, you have to do some blood tests, at least in the Netherlands, checking if you have any STDs. Also, in my case, I had to do a test for diabetes because it runs in the family. After a few days, I got the results, and they found out that I had alpha thalassemia type 1. So, to take you back, earlier in my pregnancy, they already saw that my iron was good, but my preserved iron was on the low side. That's how they call it in the Netherlands, reserveijzer. I'm just translating it, okay? But yeah, that was on the low side. So when I did this test around 20 weeks, I also had to do a test for the doctors to see why my preserved iron was low. So I had to do an hemoglobin test. And hemoglobin is a protein in your red blood cells that carries oxygen, so it's a big deal. You need that in your blood cells. The reason why this is a big deal is because if your partner has a hemoglobin deficiency, your child can be born with a much bigger risk. In the extreme case, your child will not be able to live 8 hours. Or your child will be born, but he will need blood transfusion every month. If you want me to do a video about this in depth, let me know. Because when I heard this for the first time, I did a lot of research. Thank God my baby is healthy. This is something a lot of black people have, but we don't know it. And the crazy thing is, there is nothing you can do during your pregnancy to overcome this. It's just prayers and the grace of God. Also, from the beginning, my baby was a small baby. We knew that because the checkups, ultrasounds, he was smaller than the average. That's why I had a really small baby bump. This is my everyday outfit. uh, Everyday outfit. So, hi guys. Today I just felt like recording a short pregnancy update video, a short one, just to let you know how I feel. Today I have to go to my midwife because obviously nowadays I have to go to my midwife every 2 weeks. I am in my third trimester, so I'm in my last trimester. Do I feel pregnant? Yes, I feel pregnant. Yes, I feel pregnant. But I'm not in that stage whereby, I'm fed up and I can't move and I'm tired and this and that. Luckily for me, I feel that this pregnancy is going smooth sailing. And I'm glad and I'm thankful, I'm grateful, I'm praying every day that this will be my whole pregnancy, because I have still 2 months to go. And I'm also praying that the delivery and labor will be smooth sailing, because I need that. I need everything to go smooth. Yeah, so I'm feeling great. And the sun is shining. That makes me a lot more happier. Yeah, other than that, you can see in my face that I'm pregnant. You can see my breasts are 2 cup sizes bigger than it normally was. Everything is so huge. Everything is growing. Everything besides my belly is growing. I kid you not. Like, if I how do you say that? If I compare myself with other pregnant ladies, um I just see that my belly is a little bit smaller than other ladies, and I don't mind that at all. Listen, I don't mind that at all. I love my pregnancy belly. I love that I am not that huge. um which means that I can move. I can be more mobile. I can move more. Remember when I said that my pregnancy was pretty smooth sailing? This is the part where everything changes. On Friday, 17th of December, I had a checkup with my midwife. My blood pressure was perfect and the heart rate of the baby was great as well. But I told my midwife that on Thursday, the day before, I didn't felt him as frequently and as strong as I used to. I was a little bit concerned. So she sent me to the hospital to do a CTG scan to measure the baby's heart rate. I spoke to my mom because, mind you, this was the week before Christmas. After my midwife appointment, the plan was to do Christmas shopping with my mom. But I had to cancel that and went to the hospital for the CTG scan. I went to check in, a nurse guided me to the bed, put the CTG scan on me. During the scan, I noticed that baby boy's heart rate was going up and down. It went from 150 to 130, and at one point, it also hit 90. And I thought, that was odd, but I didn't thought nothing of it. Not even 7 minutes later, another nurse came and she said exactly what I already noticed. But she wanted to call a gynecologist because they had a better knowledge of these things. When she said that, I thought about a conversation I had with a gynecologist a few months back, also during my pregnancy, but it was for something else. And he told me, "You don't want to see my face in the delivery room. If you do, there's something serious going on." So the nurse just stood up, she was sitting on my bed, to get the gynecologist. It was as if the gynecologist read her mind and stepped in the room. She sat next to me on the bed and she held my hands, kinda rubbing over my arms. She said, "We have to prepare for an emergency C-section because the baby isn't happy anymore in your stomach." That was my worst nightmare ever. I looked at her and I said, "Okay." She said, "We don't know what's going on inside, but because his heart rate isn't stable, we can't let him stay in your stomach anymore. So we're gonna prepare a team and prepare for the C-section." And that's when I broke down and cried. She talked to me a few more minutes and asked to call someone nearby since the C-section is gonna be in a few minutes. Nou het blijkt dus dat ik medisch ben en dat baby in vruchtwater heeft gepoept. Vliezen zijn gebroken. The baby's heart rate was stable, kind of stable, stable enough to have a natural birth, but still the C-section was plan B. They gave me medicine for faster contractions. I don't know how you say it in English, but that's what they did. And that's why you see me having contractions. Because it took a while before I had 4 centimeters, I still had a C-section. Good morning, day 2 from the hospital, and I wanted to wear this shirt on labor and delivery day, but I didn't expect to have a C-section, and SpongeBob, his expression sums up just the way how I felt when I got the news that I'm gonna have a C-section. And it's kind of funny because this shirt I wanted to wear, on the first day of when I imagined that when my baby boy was coming out, I would have this expression. But it turns out that I had to do a C-section and kind of the same expression here. This is lunch. Look how fancy. Look at this plate. Okay. This is a tuna sandwich. We stayed in the hospital for 7 days because baby boy was small for the weeks I carried him. In English, it's called small for gestational age, I think. It's not premature, but dismature. And that means that the baby, he had a low birth weight. The day before Christmas, we could go home and I was excited and I was tired and I was happy. All the feelings. So that was my birth and delivery story. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until the next time. Bye.